Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's Red Dead Redemption 2 video, we're going to be getting our first look at Princess Isabeau Katharina Zinsmeister, otherwise known as Princess IKZ. It looks like she has been officially found in Red Dead Redemption 2. So I know what you guys are saying. Princess IKZ, isn't that just the missing person poster that you find in Van Horn and that you hear people talking about, but no one's actually found the princess? Well, guess what? You're looking at her right here. She has actually been found in the PC version of the game. So you know the video I did the other day where I was able to spawn in as animals and some secret non-playable characters and even gang members? Well, guess who is in the files of the game that you can actually spawn in? Princess IKZ. And this is what she looks like right here. So I'm sure some of you guys might be skeptical on if this is Princess IKZ or if it's just a random NPC. Well, in order to spawn her in, the file that you need to put in is CS_Princess Isabeau. So that is what Rockstar has named this character in-game. Now again, before we can confirm it's Princess IKZ, let's go all the way back to the missing persons poster in Van Horn, located outside of the saloon. It says, reward. On the 15th anniversary of the disappearance of Princess Isabeau Katharina Zinsmeister, the Grand Duchy of Luxembourg is offering a $100 reward for her safe return to the authorities. The princess disappeared at the age of 5 during a royal visit to the United States in June of 1884. She has blonde hair and birthmarks on her right hand and left cheek. If found, please return her to the nearest sheriff office immediately. So there's important things we need to know here. Number one is that she's going to be roughly 20 years old right now when we see her in 1899. We can also see a picture of what she looks like when she's 5 years old. Now, of course, nobody's going to look the same when they're 5 years old as compared to when they're 20 years old, but we still get a good idea of who we're looking at here. It also looks like she has some sort of necklace or amulet around her neck. We know she has blonde hair and she has birthmarks on her right hand and left cheek. Okay, so now that you know all of that information, let's go back to the character that we have in game. And almost everything checks off here. She has blonde hair, as you guys can see there. She has a birthmark on her left cheek, which, ironically enough, also looks very similar to Francis Sinclair, the time traveler. So we're not going to get into that mystery in this video today, but the two characters have a very similar birthmark on their right eye. And it also looks like she is wearing the exact same necklace that she had as a young 5-year-old. It's sort of that black band with this green, shiny emerald in sort of a golden case. So far, we're 3 for 3 as far as identifying features of Princess Isabeau. Now, moving on to her right hand, where the poster said she was going to have a birthmark, you can see there that she has a mark on her right hand. Now, at first, I thought that was more of like a scar, but apparently that could be a birthmark. Okay, 4 for 4. And I don't know if the clothing she's wearing, again, is any indicator that she is a princess or royalty. I mean, she's wearing nice clothes, don't get me wrong, but also isn't wearing like a crown or anything that would suggest she's like a princess or something like that. And it's clearly different from the outfit she was wearing when she was 5 years old, although that is pretty obvious. So it looks like this is indeed Princess IKZ. Okay, so right now I'm pretty convinced that this is Princess IKZ. Her model is in the game, and it's not like she is a standstill model. Like Rockstar gave her, full features and clothing and all the animations that a regular character would have. So to me, this indicates that she was supposed to be either some character that we see in-game, not just a poster on the wall, or as a part of a cutscene. But even though her model can be found, it still doesn't answer the question, where is she in-game, and how do we end up finding her? Now for this, let's take a look back at the information that we know so far. So we already saw the missing persons poster in Van Horn. However, there is more information that can be revealed. The first comes from a newspaper article called Royal Kidnap. It says, reward offered for Princess Isabeau, Luxembourg Royal. 15-year anniversary of suspected kidnappings. Luxembourg. In a royal proclamation, the Grand Duchy of Luxembourg has issued a decree offering a reward of $1,000 for information resulting in the whereabouts of Princess Isabeau. The princess disappeared from a remote hunting lodge while on a hunting trip during a private family visit to the United States. She was 5 years old at the time. Some believe she was murdered, some that she was abducted and kidnapped, although no ransom note was ever received. Others persist that she was eaten by wild animals. Her disappearance has been a source of never-ending trauma and embarrassment to the royal family, and especially her brother, who has frequently implored the American people to assist in finding information regarding her whereabouts, and himself denies any wrongdoing in her disappearance. While there have been rewards offered in the past, the most recent offering is the highest ever considered. It follows recent rumors that she had been taken to a small town in the United States. Princess Isabeau has a characteristic birthmark on her face and right hand, and anyone who suspects her whereabouts is encouraged to visit local law enforcement. So that's the newspaper article, and there's a little bit of conflicting information there given what we see on the poster. The first is that it doesn't clarify what side of the face her birthmark is on. So I'm sure a lot of people would have brought that up that, hey, the birthmark is on the wrong side. Well, according to the newspaper, it doesn't matter. It's just on her face. Many also believe that she was killed. Well, apparently that's not the case. Also, others believe that she was, kidnapped. She certainly doesn't look like she's kidnapped. She's still wearing royal clothing. It doesn't look like she's been in a tough situation over the last couple of years. And the only other thing we really get there is that she disappeared from a hunting lodge. So does that eliminate areas like New Austin and Saint Denis, places where you wouldn't really find a hunting lodge? I'm really not too sure. Now, we can also hear from a couple of other NPCs in-game about the princess and her whereabouts. One is in the Van Horn Saloon, and another is in a random camper who is actually looking to solve the mystery himself. So take a listen to these two encounters right here.
You ain't looking for that princess, is you?
You already made us
Had a few fellers through here recently
stepping.
asking about that. Chasing some reward for some European princess missing for 15 years now. Damn fools. Only princesses in Van Horn charged by the hour for less than a royal buck. Anyways, you clearly don't know what I'm talking about.
I'm sorry. I'm not myself these days. I don't know if you've ever had an obsession in your head. Something that takes a hold and won't let go. When I came to this country over 7 years ago now, I heard about this reward. Yes. Now I have your attention, see? A princess from Europe was lost here when she was a child 15 years ago. Her body was never discovered. Her country still has hope and is offering a lot of money to anybody who can bring her in. I've been looking for her ever since, on and off. A man told me to look in the town of Van Horn, so that's where I'm headed now. It's probably nothing again. For a man who lives like me, free and on the move, it's strange. I just can't let it go. But it feels, unfinished.
And the last two examples of evidence of Princess IKZ that have been found so far is in the Van Horn fence. There's some mysterious things going on there, including luggage that looked like it belonged to the princess herself, and a mysterious locked upstairs door that no one can get by. Although I did actually try and go up there, and there is nothing upstairs. So I guess they're just trying to add a spooky element to the Van Horn fence. But nonetheless, her luggage is actually there with her initials and the family seal on there. And also at Manzanita Post, which is located in Tall Trees, there is a Norwegian journal page that you can find, and also a Norwegian photograph that looks like it might have been IKZ. And what's interesting about Manzanita Post is that it is a hunting lodge in the middle of Tall Trees. So that might actually been where Princess IKZ was last. And that would explain why the Norwegian photo and the journal were kept underneath a floorboard and sort of secret. And there's even some NPCs that you can run across in the world that'll tell you they've had bad experiences at Manzanita Post, and it's a place that you really just want to avoid.
I stopped by this settlement over in Tall Trees the other week. Manzanita Post. Traded some furs for tools. All Nordic types. Real strange. They tripped over themselves to make me welcome. Right, you know what I'm talking about. All handshakes and smiles. The smiles where the eyes don't join in. And there's an old feller sitting there ranting and raving in whatever language it is. Then I walk around the back and see another feller with his head in his hands and a girl crying. There's something real wrong about the place.
Now, with all of that in mind, what we found today really confirms a couple of things. Number one, that her character model exists in-game and that she is alive, or at least in some point in time in Red Dead Redemption 2, she would have been alive. What this doesn't help us answer is how we find her normally in this state without using, a PC trainer in order to spawn her in. And that is still the unanswered question. Now, I don't know if we will ever figure out that question. So far, it has not been revealed from about a year playing on the PS4 and Xbox One versions. Although I do think it might be a little bit too early to tell. I mean, the PC version of the game has been out for less than a week. There's going to be more advanced mods developed that might allow us to do more things like this. People are going to dig through the files and they might find some more stuff. So I think we might just have to be patient in regards to finding out more information on the missing princess. This might be an example of cut content where her model was left in the game, but the cutscenes and the mission and how we go about finding her might have been removed. It might be future content, something we actually see a little bit later on that Rockstar will introduce, or it could be a mystery that we just haven't figured out yet. Now, to me, that's a little surprising considering how big the Red Dead Redemption 2 community is and how invested they are in solving mysteries. You think someone would have, figured out the way to do it by now. But I think this discovery is amazing. And now we know what Princess Isabeau looks like as an adult. And we know that she is alive as well. So again, I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments down below. What do you think of this latest finding of Princess IKZ, her being alive, found in game, and more? If you guys did want to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new. You want to stay up to date on all the latest Red Dead Redemption and GTA videos that I'm doing here on my channel. And be sure to ring that notification bell as well. Sometimes YouTube just doesn't work, and if you ring that bell, you'll always be guaranteed to be notified when new videos arrive. But of course, as always, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.